In the wake of the initial strikes on Iran, you said this is not how a democracy goes to war. And I want to ask you about that because you well know that senators in both parties have been all too willing over the past, I don't know, 2+ decades, even more, to give Democratic and Republican presidents a lot of leeway in using military action overseas how they see fit without Congress weighing in.
That's right. And one of our challenges is getting correct the balance between scope and means for a war. In this case, President Trump has launched a war of very large goals: regime change, ending a nuclear enrichment program, eliminating all of their ballistic missiles, but with limited means. As far as we've heard so far, only attacks by the air, by missiles and by airstrikes. There's no example I know of in modern history where regime change has happened solely through airstrikes. And I hope and pray we won't see American boots on the ground in Iran. Iran is dramatically different than either Iraq or Venezuela. It is 4 times larger than Iraq, has double the population, has a regime that's been in place nearly 50 years, and that is incredibly repressive domestically. It lacks some of the internal divisions and the mobilized opposition that existed both in Venezuela and in Iraq. In Venezuela, many of the military and intelligence services actually speak English and trained with the United States before Chavez came into power. So we were able to actually remove the leader and have almost immediate negotiations with potentially partners and compliant members of the Venezuelan leadership. That's not going to happen in Iran. This is going to be much tougher, and the consequences are much more unpredictable. And last, I'll just remind you, President Trump ran on no new foreign wars of regime change. So I hope the folks who voted for President Trump expecting that are looking harder at this moment and at what Congress should be doing to rein in the scope of this war and this military adventure.